on $1,000 cameras. Million, literally.
I cannot believe you found your cat. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. Okay, are we going? Because it looks right. Rachie, you came in. Do you want to give for the people now that we're on video? Do you want to walk in how you walked in?
Yeah, sure.
Take your hair down again. Give him the whole. Yeah, to do the whole thing. So she comes in. And you know what? Why don't you walk here? So walk here. You can hear her click-clacking. Walk here and here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bra is fucking on.
Yes,
And you thought I would annihilate you for this outfit? I love this outfit. I love when you come and show up.
Well, I thought you'd be like, oh, it's so femme, you're detransitioning.
Well, you're detransition. That's fine. I don't mind.
Well,
I realized the other day I'm probably trans because I have all the things about trans. I don't like trans, like the culture.
Well, you know that I am as well. It's really interesting. I actually think I'm perfectly gender fluid, which I don't necessarily. I wish there was different verbiage for it, but it's what I am. Because I am turning more feminine, but at my core, I know that I'm a guy.
Yeah, like, do you think because of our dynamic, and I'm so elf,
that I've become more
feminine?
100%. You have completely derailed my mask, my
You know
F
what?
to M journey.
I could be good for both sides. I'm on the trans side a bit. I was realizing the other day, like, I guess I probably am trans like just factually speaking.
Yeah.
Most girls aren't up to what I'm up to.
I love
I
love that type of talk.
I'm good to take the brakes off many people who are thinking they're trans, but actually they're having Rachie moments.
What do you mean?
Where they needed to explore it, but they're back. This cis.
Well, I would say that I'm not. I don't think that this means that I'm cis. You know what I mean?
In heels. So where did you come up with such an outfit?
Well,
Rachel and I got invited to the Chateau Marmont. I've never been.
I've broken 3 glasses there. I've actually talked about it on the pod, if you remember.
I don't remember that. It's
of course.
When you talk.
It's
okay.
Funny. I went there once for my friend Kathleen's birthday.
Okay.
Because her friend works there and got us in.
Okay, this is going to be another eclipse saga. Go on, the second time.
There's nothing. I just kept, it's like the first glass I broke is like, oh, no problem. And then the second time I did it was because I swung my bag over my shoulder and I broke 2 in 1.
You had a backpack at the Chateau Marmont?
Yes, because I'm basically like a child at times in this way.
Okay, and then
today I brought a purse though.
So are you off glasses today, or what's going to be your strategy?
No, I'd like to get drunk tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love alcohol.
You know what? Maybe I'll take you home because I don't think I'm going to get drunk, and I think I might drive.
Oh, how? Driving home from the chateau in a Porsche?
You bet.
And I'm blackout drunk? I love to get blackout drunk.
I've never seen you even drink.
I have serious substance issues emotionally.
You know what's happening again? I'm looking at her, Mo, and my eyes are going cross-eyed again due to the background.
It's not his problem.
We'll probably have to put a sheet eventually, some type of drapery.
No, people love it. People are really happy about the video. How are you, Mo? You look upset.
No, not at all. Do you want me to put the picture behind so you have something to look at? Like
yeah, put the picture behind. What happened?
You rushed.
No, I didn't rush. I was here at 2. Listen to me, Rachel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mo, our new guy.
See, if I looked like Mo, I wouldn't dress feminine. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's just.
So where did you come up with such an outfit?
So I was invited last minute. I'm scared, of course. I'll be the least important person there.
No, we're there. And by the way, we're popping off. We have a cool, it's a subtlety.
Right. No worries. I hate when people are looking around being like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm just hanging out. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Meanwhile, I was in Interview Magazine with quite a spread this week. I wish I had it on me, but
everyone's seen it. I have to imagine.
If you haven't checked it out, the Rihanna on the cover,
really,
and then Robbie Hoffman on the centerfold. I mean, doesn't get better. The Dynamo duo.
I think dynamic duo is what you're trying to say.
Dynamic duo, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so where did you come up with the outfit?
So my roommate Kathleen, the aforementioned Kathleen, has a nice style.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to dress nice, and
will you lock this here?
I actually agree a bit.
Falling.
Sorry, Mo.
Yeah, people are getting the BTS.
Will you help me? Will you help me?
Yeah.
I
We
think
not,
right
we like
here.
when a man helps us, and
Is it
she's
not
very
love?
feminine.
Not
She's sitting
quite.
feminine when she's wearing this tank top. So Kathleen lent you an outfit.
Yes, she let me an outfit. Oh, that's
The
good, I
shoes as
think.
well?
Thank you. Yeah, this is all hers. The only thing that's mine is the bra and the jewelry.
Where'd you get the bra? I'm surprised by
Kohl's.
that. Kohl's, good.
All of my underwear.
What is your size with the bra?
Well, it's a mess.
like
My
this.
understanding was a 34B, but some people are
That's
saying
like- that's like
36C.
This.
My tits are
This.
huge, Robbie.
Ooh. Should I give it a little grab?
Do you want to?
Not really.
Well, do you want to or not?
I'll give it a grab just to tell you what it is. That's a C or a D. That's a
See,
C
that's
or
a
a D.
huge issue for me.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
you're not
nice
going to get
though, huh?
top because they're fine. They're very hefty.
Well, they're firm.
Yeah.
That
they're
runs in my
hefty.
family. I have
I
to
would
get-
say that they're nice, but I know that you're uncomfortable with them. So
No, tell me
it's
you're
all
on it.
about
If you see me at the bar, you get to and you feel my tit.
No, zero
What are you
for
saying?
me.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It's not about tits for me. It's about the package.
Okay, well, I'm asking just about the tits.
I don't just do tits. What am I fucking? No, I
don't
just
know.
do tits.
Let's talk about what happened last night.
What
don't
happened
you think?
last night? Did I blow up that seder or what?
Well, it's so fun. Okay, so Robbie's cat ran away.
My cat went missing. What happened is my little sister had the first seder at my house. There's 2 seders for the non-Jews listening.
What do you think of my hair down?
You know, I wish it didn't have highlights,
It's too big. It's too big. I'm putting
but I
it
don't
up.
mind the hair down at all.
I'm putting it up.
I like it.
Okay, I could see it. I didn't like
I
it.
like it natural though.
This is natural, more or less.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
And
Harry's
Rachel looks
barely
very pretty
laughing.
today. Look at
My friend
Rachie.
Harry's in the studio, barely
Harry,
laughing.
he's not allowed. Rachel said, "Don't laugh at Rob." Like Harry's not allowed
No,
to
I
laugh.
don't. I just didn't know. Some
He's
people.
finding me funny, but he's not allowed to laugh because he has to stand with Rachel.
No, I didn't say don't laugh at Robbie. I said don't laugh loud because at times, sometimes people watch podcasts and they're like, "Who the heck was laughing?"
I don't think that's fine.
They
Nobody
like
is
it?
like that. Yeah, they like it. They
Oh, it
know we're
makes-
working with other people. We got Mo here. We got Harry here. Who knows who's going to walk in? What's the other guy's name who works here?
Jacob.
Who made the artwork?
And Bronco,
And
Rocco.
Rocco. All the fellas in
Sorry.
here. So the cat probably didn't love a million people over. But then even worse, what she hates is when everybody leaves, it goes to silence. And she doesn't like when
She's
I leave
not
her
good
alone.
at transitions. Just like
Like she doesn't want too much. She wants like a basic like room temperature.
Sure.
But for the amount of people. So I slept in Santa Barbara. Shout out to my friend Roxy, who hosted Gabby and I for her Seder, her family Seder. And I slept at their house in Santa Barbara. Beautiful spread. And I come home and I notice her food dish is full. You've seen this cat. She has bulimia. She's very food minded and she'll eat till she vomits if she could. That's why I put her, she has set. And then I was looking around. I didn't see the cat at all. And then I went to the bathroom. I saw that my window in the bathroom where the shower is, the screen had been pushed in.
It's not right.
So she was looking for me. She was probably crying or looking for anyone. And the screen was already broken, but all she had to do was nudge it.
Yeah.
And she was probably so panicked it went to silence. My sister saw her before they left at like 1 a.m., but she was gone. And then my whole world ended, basically.
So here's what happened then. Robbie's invited me to her Seder for Tuesday, yesterday. And then she texts me a couple hours before. She says, "Oh, the Seder's probably not happening. Cat ran away." Devastating, of course. I was in the middle.
I was bereft. I was sobbing.
Of course.
Guttural sobs in bed with
It's
Gabby.
very
She
nice
said
to
it was-
see
it was-
that side of you, though.
I love this cat.
I know. It's a great cat.
I love this cat.
But I was in the middle of making my
And
macaroons.
the guilt of leaving this window open. I'm like, why did I?
Of
Why did I?
course.
And I knew the cat. She's so scared of the outside. And she probably was so scared, but didn't know how to get her away. She's never been outside. Every time she's like sniffed outside, like if she hears a helicopter from inside, she ducks. So
That's like
imagine
me.
outside.
I'm exactly that. Any loud noise I hear from the outside, I'm ready to hunker down for a bombing, pretty much.
So I text you, you're mid-bake.
Mid-bake, making homemade macaroons. Can you imagine, folks, the type of baking I'm doing? It's my first time making them, going amazingly. I mean, you can attest. You didn't try?
they were unbelievable. And we still have a couple in
Good.
Kathleen's fridge. And, you know, it's giving Susie Homemaker.
What's that?
Just the whole look.
Okay.
With the baking.
How nice. That's a
With the
woman? You're just
baking.
saying I'm a woman now?
Harry, do you have any male friends for Rachel? Because she is exploring.
Yeah, I don't think so. You have that one guy who's gay?
Oh, he's gay.
He's gay. But I could be a gay guy as well. My friends say I have a taste in guys that a gay guy has. But I can't date a guy. I just sleep with one maybe once every 7 years. 7-year itch, but it's me fucking a guy. Anyway,
Great.
basically,
I love that.
thank you. Basically, what I was saying is, so of course the Seder's not happening. Then a couple hours later, you text, Seder's on, Kathleen's not letting me cancel.
Sophie, Kathleen's wife, messaged me and she said, you can't bail on my wife. She's been cooking brisket all day. I said, I'm bereft.
Yeah.
The cat is missing. This cat, it's like, I can't even imagine. I told Gabby I was suicidal.
And when I came into your apartment, I saw a pen and paper, and I was like, that's the makings of a suicide note. I was worried.
Yeah, no.
And it's nice for you to maybe see how I live.
Yeah, no, I was definitely suicidal circumstantially.
I'm sorry. It is really sad when anything happens to your pet. And I felt for you immensely. But so we go to the Seder. I bring Harry, who already has a bone to pick with Robbie. We won't get into it.
Well, Harry called people faggot when his entire upbringing, and then somebody messaged me about it, and Harry wanted to clarify he was actually 8 years old when he called somebody a faggot. I don't think it's forgivable, but fine. For those listening,
do you want me to cut
if you think
this?
it's forgivable that an 8-year-old's going around with F-bombing this guy and that guy, fine. Do I think it's an internalized something? You better believe it. I wasn't doing this at 8.
I don't hold people accountable for things they do before their balls drop, I would say. Unless it's like you're killing someone.
So that's it. I hope you keep this in so we have the full story.
It was also in 2002.
It was in 2002. What? No, it was wrong in 2002. Very after Ellen came out. You're out of it.
No worries.
You're a homophobic piece of shit. One more word
All
out
his
of you
friends
and we're
are
getting
gay.
security.
All his friends are gay.
I don't care. Do
He's
you want to say sorry to whoever you called a faggot?
Absolutely.
Say I apologize.
I really feel horrible about kids.
Okay.
When I was a kid, it's like an awful. I feel really bad.
He does. He's about to cry.
He feels really bad.
say
and
you're
so
about to
that's
cry.
It. So that's the full story.
I do. I feel really bad, but I was annoyed that you just openly said that on a podcast.
Have you listened to the Too Far pod? That's the whole point. I'm openly saying stuff.
No worries. All right.
Okay, Harry, we love you. This is how I love.
And he's not homophobic.
This
and
is how I love.
I would sign a paper saying
I'm
that.
homophobic as well. Listen, we're all homophobic, Harry. It's
All right,
not
let's
the big-
wrap it up because we have a guest coming soon. I feel
Okay.
like we'll put
anyway,
this
at
part
the
on the
Seder,
Patreon.
yeah, we'll probably put it. But listen, at the Seder, the whole thing, the Seder's, I'm in an awful mood. I'm very aggressive at the Seder. I'm supposed to lead it with Kathleen. Then we have Harry come with his mansplaining. But then even worse, we had a gay guy over mansplaining.
Yeah, he was funny. You know, Harry looked up his age. He looks amazing for his age. But basically, Harry, grew up also pretty traditionally conservative. And so he likes to do the Seder the way he did it. And both of you are hard-headed a bit. So I was worried that there was going to be an argument.
I actually appreciated Harry's inputs because they were more same page to me. I will say that any men going into somebody else's house, it was Kathleen and me's Seder, you're going to somebody else's Seder.
Yeah.
So it's not your Seder. You're invited.
Totally.
He's a friend of a friend, and the other guy's a friend of the host.
Right.
So now they're like taking over this thing. The other guy, Harry had very good points, which fine, but I still said, and the other guy who I also love, who made amazing matzah, was saying, why the hell are we doing this? Because you came and you accepted to doing it.
Right. I agree, of course.
So that's it. We'll get into it when we get into it.
No worries. But ultimately was fine. But then Robbie, and this is whatever, Robbie gets a text that someone has found her cat because everyone's posting, look for this cat. You know, Gabby posted stuff in different forums and whatever.
I have your cat, Nam. My sister's already sobbing.
She was not help. Every 3 minutes, she's like, oh, the cat. I can't. I hope she's not
Debs,
dead.
You were terrible.
Just brutal. You got to keep your mouth shut.
Oh, you got to. It was brutal.
And so you try FaceTiming this guy. You're like, show me the cat. He's like, no, I have a locked iPhone. I can only use Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah.
Obviously a red flag to me immediately.
You handled it really badly.
Yeah, I did. Well, let me explain. And I wasn't, I apologized after, but you were in a room, so you didn't hear.
Apologize.
I did. I apologized to Kathleen and Mark.
Okay, well, not to me.
No, not to you, but I didn't think it would have been helpful. I'll happily apologize to you.
Okay, let's see what you
But
did.
basically, he's like, where are you? And Robbie gives the address where we are. Yep. And here is where I immediately am like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack, because I've had people break into my house before. And I was like, this guy's coming to kill us. I assumed he like knew who Gabby was or something, because she was the one who posted it. And I was like, now he has our address and all the doors are open because we're waiting for the cat. And I was like, we're getting killed.
Never mind Eliyahu.
So that's kind of where my mind went. And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm having a panic attack, whatever. So that's not great.
And then, so she's like, I'm leaving, all this stuff. Like, I'm bereft about the cat. I think somebody has the cat. She's like, I'm calling. And I'm just like, okay. I go to the other room. We actually call the police on this guy because he ends up being like such a maniac.
Gabby was scared too.
Yeah, we were all scared. Okay. Bottom line, seder ends.
It is
shortly.
funny the way you got scammed. Everyone's like, this is clearly a scam.
I know, but they're playing with my emotions.
They're like, she's like, send us a picture of the cat. He's like, my camera's spoiled. What did he say? My camera's spoiled.
With a T at the end, like a freak.
So I'm like,
Harry had the good judgment that this guy is not in the country. This is a phishing scam that people do. They probably go through lost pet inventories and they play with people's hearts. My heart, I don't have the temperament.
But he wasn't asking for money. That's why I was like,
he would have, or he wanted sex trafficking. But the thing is, he would have gotten, found me, and went, nah, I don't want to sex traffic this one. We can't make no money.
But maybe
he would have gotten to me and been like, there's no potential here.
I know, but Kathleen is stunning. Gabby, I mean, to have her in a hostage video, he's going to make millions of dollars.
It's true. I put everybody at risk. Anyway, Gabby, shout out to Gabby. I never used this word in my life till now. She's a motherfucking partner.
A what?
Yesterday, she was in full nurse mode.
Yeah, she was great.
She was calm and assuring. In a crisis mode, and also she took action. We went out with the flashlights. We looked for the cat. We called her name. We put the litter box outside. We put a sheet out the window that she could sleep, so the house smelled like me. We put treats everywhere. We shout out to Courtney Grant, who made a poster, the missing poster. Everybody who helped. We went out, and then in the night, we thought this guy had my address, and we had to sleep with the door open. We went back. We got Gabby's dog, who we thought maybe could keep us safe, but the dog is
That's a gay guy dog. It's a gay dog. He's not doing anything.
Labradoodle, for anyone who knows, absolutely useless. But I brought a hammer. I put a hammer by my bed.
So you slept with the door open, even though this guy had your address.
I slept with the door open and a hammer.
Wow.
So I was ready to fucking whack the shit out of anyone.
No, I want to say I am sorry that I freaked out.
I was crying all day.
No, I know. I mean,
I was tearing up at the seder, I think.
Aww.
Did you see me tearing up?
Every now
Wasn't
and
that
then.
nice to be vulnerable?
But it's nice to see you
what
have
did you
that
think?
side. I said I feel bad for Robbie. My mom was like, I hope she finds the cat.
And listen,
anyway, so you found the cat. We have a guest.
If somebody was missing a cat, I'd be like, okay, it's a cat. Calm down. Like, you don't.
This is a great
cat.
It really
is the thing that it has to be your own thing.
We have a guest.
Hold on. Then in the middle of the night, so I left the door open, plus the heat full blast in case she did want a warm spot. So I was really like spending. I'm like, she's worth the heating bill. I got the heat on. I got the door open, and I left my window open. But we closed the bedroom door. I had the hammer. We go to sleep somehow. I don't even know. I'm spiraling.
What if the cat came in and you hammered her?
My whole feed is other cats. When I'm looking on my phone, it's cats. Anyway, Gabby's hearing. My hearing is shot due to my mother. Gabby's hearing, 3 in the morning, 3:15 a.m. She goes, I hear her. And then I hear meow, 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 crying right outside the window. Meow,
right outside your bedroom window?
Right outside the bedroom window. She could smell us. She could smell Mardo because he reeks, this dog. And I went right outside in my underwear, no socks, no top, nothing. I didn't want to waste a second. I open the light. I go, nom, 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 nom. Everybody knows her name is Jocelyn, but she goes by Nam. Vietnam.
Like Vietnam,
she was in the streets for two years before this, where she was rescued. And and then adopted by me. But she...
Is she Vietnam in honor of the
I
war
don't
or
know.
anti-war?
Nam came out. She has the spirit
I understand.
of Normandy. I can't explain her.
Normandy?
Yeah, they stormed the beaches. Isn't that
It's World War II.
Oh, it's something like this. Nam just fit. I don't know history. You understand this. Okay. And then I go up the little stairs, and she walked right. I saw her turn the corner to look at me. She came right into me.
Oh, good.
I brought her home, and she was like, as if I kicked, like she was like screaming at me like I threw her out. It's like,
I wish you could ask her. Yeah, I wish you guys could talk. You should take her to a pet psychic, and maybe they'll be able to elucidate what happened. She was like
crying as if I put her. I know she hates the outside. I tell her this every time she even threatens to look out. I go, you hate the outside. You don't like birds, and you don't like helicopters, and you don't like any type of movement of a Brussels, of anything, of a car. No movement for the cat.
I bet she never even left the property. I bet
and
she was
came
just
back. I gave her a full.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think so too. But she wasn't. I think what happened, she got out, she got lost. She probably found a very good hiding spot.
Yeah. I bet Gabby did hear her in the chimney.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
She wasn't in the chimney.
All right, so you found her. So cute.
Hold on. And I do think that she had to just like the hustle and bustle of everybody looking for her in her sense. She had to just like calm down. She was afraid. And then when she felt safe enough, come out and find home. Mm-hmm. And she got a full big treat from it. And I want to reward good behavior. And she's just the love of my life.
I really thought she was dead.
I thought she was dead. So you thought she was dead.
100%.
I said she was dead.
I mean, that's just an animal has never been outside. Easy target. Animals know how to prey.
Well, she was outside the first 2 years of her life. I got her when she was 2 from the SPCA 5 years ago.
Well, then that's fine. I didn't know that.
But she hadn't been outside my house ever. Since I've had her, she's been indoors. And they promise you when you adopt from the SPCA that you don't let them outside.
Well, she's like a Girl Scout then. It's like she did those couple years in the wilderness, so she knows it'll always kick in, like how to tie a knot again.
Yeah, she needed a little adventure or something, but she's too food. Anyway, we're reunited, and look at God, look at Hashem. He sent Eliyahu Hanavi in the form of Nam. And the Messiah is on its way. I have no doubt. With that, let's speak.
Well, I have a question for Mo. Should we put on headphones? Okay.
I'm going to put you on so you can hear. We're not recording yet.
Okay.
I want to record ASAP. ASAP Mo. ASAP Rocky.
I'm going to put this here so you have something to see.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay, should we put it closer even? Oh,
No,
there she is. No,
great.
I can see her perfect. How are you? Let's press record so we can even have this on it. Oh, we're recording.
How does she sound?
I can't hear her yet.
Oh, shit.
I can hear her.
I can hear you. Sorry, I didn't hear you before, but now I do.
Rachel's hard of
Can
hearing.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Robbie, can you?
Oh, Rachel's hard of hearing.
No,
Yes.
I'm not.
We
I'm
are
not.
all. This is a
But
disability circle.
Robbie's so loud.
Oh,
Can you move back from the mic a tiny bit?
well, he doesn't like when I do that.
Oh, sorry. Never mind then.
What do you want?
Okay, this is great.
Okay, who do we have the pleasure? Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
I'm Ruby Joy. What's up?
Ruby Joy.
Nice
Is that a
meeting
given
y'all.
name, or did you give yourself that name?
That's my name, yeah.
You were given the name Ruby Joy.
Is it
It's
your first
complicated.
name?
My name is Ruby Ida Lee, and Joy got added in there when I was like 10 or 11.
Because you're so joyful?
Sure. I don't know. I think I made it up.
My
But,
name was almost Ruby.
Really?
Yeah, when I was
It's a beautiful
switching,
name.
my given name is Rivka, but I wanted the R initial. Like when I was doing comedy, I wanted like a name that would be easy, but still an R initial. I ended up going with my Uncle Rob's name, but Ruby was on the list for a second.
Well, my name starts with an R too, you know.
Okay, Rachie, it's
Okay,
not
wait.
about you.
No, I'm just trying to
triplets.
relate to Ruby Joy,
We're all
our
twin
fabulous
sisters with the
guest.
R.
Okay, I noticed you're not in a wheelchair, Ruby Joy. I don't want to say
No,
I'm
I'm in a
disappointed.
wheelchair.
We don't
I'm
see the
literally in a
wheelchair.
wheelchair. I'm just sitting in my bed right now.
She's allowed to be comfortable however she wants, Robbie.
Okay, as everybody knows, I've been an ally of the spinal cord injury community and very fascinated by it generally. My brother's coach growing up was actually quadriplegic. He was a baseball coach, and all the little boys would, stand on his wheelchair and this sort of thing. And he was a very good mental sports coach.
I
Very,
see.
very, very good in terms of morale and very nice to see. But I'd never had any exposure before that.
So Ruby Joy, let me just explain how we found you. Basically, Robbie posted, or we were talking just in the podcast episode. Or actually, why don't you explain? Because you kind of put out the SOS.
Okay, what happened is that Robbie started talking about spinal cord injuries on your live episode, and I was listening to it, and you were talking about having a sort of kinship with a quadriplegic man, which was funny to me because just the day before I was talking with my girlfriend about how I think that some lesbians and spinal cord injury people have like a special connection. So I was talking about that already. And then you brought it up and I was like, see, I'm right. Like, I'm not, this isn't bullshit. Like this is something I'm right about because you said it. And then I posted on Instagram because I, shoot your shot. And I posted a picture with my friend and I was like, does anybody know Robbie Hoffman or Rachel Colley? And then I think it was like within like 3 minutes, I was talking to Rachel.
I had about 20 people be like, here, look at her, like try this. And it was nice because everyone was saying it's a hot paraplegic girl. Yeah. Hot girl.
We value looks on this podcast.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay, and I appreciate that. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Of course. It's so important to give compliments where they're due.
Yeah, no, whatever. I think what I was talking about, to recap, obviously lesbians, trans, mass, we're missing equipment. We almost, we have Fanta penis, whatever it is, stuff doesn't work the way we would.
Phantom penis.
Well, whatever, but there's certain things that often happen that we're missing, And I found when I was watching the paraplegic sex guy who was showing how he orgasms.
He's showing that?
Yeah, he showed. I mean, he didn't do it on camera, but he showed what he uses, how he does it.
I see.
And I'm like, yeah, it takes me forever to come to. My God.
No, so everybody's getting nervous and don't, because I literally agree with you. Like, I think you're absolutely right. But I think I don't know. Because I've been like struggling to find the language for it too, because I think it does make people uncomfortable. And also like people really don't want to talk about disabled people having sex because they think it's really gross and weird. But, and not that it's not that like anyone has like a deficit or like they're missing anything, but I think that there is something to be said about the way that some lesbians are having sex where they're like using a strap or like using their hands and they like, it feels good.
I need an engine.
You don't have to feel it for it to feel good.
That's why I suggested you this clinical vibrator, because it's like an engine.
What do you mean clinical?
No, but like it was like you don't want one of those.
No, I use a Hitachi, which is basically you plug it into a wall that's like direct into the power grid.
You don't want the medical grade one. It is so expensive and crazy, and it's
like
not
$800.
It's like for a dick.
I want a Sybian.
Okay. Yeah, get that.
I don't know what that is.
You sit on it, and Howard Stern will talk to you while you do it.
Okay. Message Howard Stern's wife, by the way, about the missing cat. Beth Stern, she runs Cat Sanctuary, and she's very connected.
That's really
funny. Oh, yeah, I heard about your cat, Robbie.
She found her.
We found the cat.
Oh,
yes,
fabulous.
She came home at
Okay.
3:15 a.m. Gabby heard her little cry outside her window. It's literally a Passover miracle. Truly.
So Ruby Joy.
Wait, I have another thing to say on what Ruby Joy just said. Rachel didn't even want to put out. Rachel's she's like she didn't want to put out. I can't even mention paraplegic. Like, Rachel is so woke to the point of like she actually can't converse in the world, and I find it exclusionary. I find it ableist. It's like Rachel was mad at me that I made a trans joke on Trans Day of Visibility, which happened to be the same day as April Fool's.
You came up with that justification.
I'm an avid listener of the pod, and I know what you're talking about.
So she doesn't. To me, it's advocacy.
Can I say something?
No, let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Why can't we? So trans people can't take a joke. Non-binaries can't take a joke. We are the only people. Disabled people we can't talk about. They're in the community. So let's just not talk about them.
No.
Let's leave it.
This is my point.
She wanted to cut this because she feels weird. I don't feel weird.
No, I didn't want to cut it.
We're all differently abled. The way I look at it.
Did you call her Ruby Rose?
Ruby Rose, yes.
Can I please say something? It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's that I don't talk the way that you do, and I don't.
Openly?
Huh? No, it's not even necessarily.
Inclusively?
I don't necessarily think that the way you talk about things is inclusive all the time. That's all. It's just,
But
I
remember when this came up, that she was looking at me like, we're not going to publish this, that you watched a video. The guy's a massive YouTube star.
No, I didn't.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna interrupt both of you.
Please.
We love to interrupt.
Please.
And what I was gonna say is that I think this is how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm down for you guys to ask me literally whatever. I think it'll
Can't
be funny
wait.
and fun. I think that if you meet another disabled person out in the world, to the listeners and to y'all, don't do this to them. Don't be in my DMs. Like it's weird. But I think that there isn't a lot of opportunities for people to like talk directly with disabled people specifically about their bodies. And I like have been disabled like since I was like 14. So I've like heard it all.
Yeah.
But I've only heard it in like really like sneaky ways. And I much prefer people just talk to me about it.
Like people
and
tiptoe around you.
They
but
do.
like, why
and
would you
I
want to
was
be
thinking
tiptoed?
about it? I don't. But I was thinking about it like literally on my drive home from work, where I was like, I don't even think like I've always had to bring it up with partners and even with friends. Like I'm always the one being like, wait, you don't know that I can't, like, you don't know that I do this? Or they're like, no. And I'm like, why didn't you ask me? Like, I would ask me. Like, you know, so it's like, even people super close to me, it's like a thing where they like, don't know.
Yeah, it becomes a don't ask, don't tell policy. And I do believe those are the kinds of things that foster shame. Just like growing up poor, and the kid shows I watch, which I've talked about, we're all like kids in houses and stuff. So if you're growing up in an apartment, you're a poor kid, you're thinking, oh my God, the fact that we're poor, we don't hear nothing about this on TV, because kids, you're not allowed to mention money or whatever on kids television. It's like, why? Every poor kid has to hear their parents going through it. They must think they're crazy. And that's where the shame from classism shame comes into you, everybody tiptoeing and silencing and not like, and they're scared, creates, something I should be embarrassed about, or I shouldn't be part of the conversation. And you're part of less and less conversations. And sexual conversations are so fun. We're all having different kinds of sex. Like I'm not having normal, by any stretch of the imagination. I would consider myself differently abled, both physically, not to the extent of you, but also mentally. Obviously, I'm on some sort of a spectrum, God knows. And we're doing different things. You're doing something different too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should be part of the conversation.
And
totally. Sometimes you're with able-bodied people.
Say it again.
Sometimes you're also like, you're not only with disabled people. Don't only hook up with disabled people.
I'm never with disabled people.
Hates disabled people.
No. I love them. They're just, I don't have like a big disabled community at all.
And also, I think too disabled, it's like Gabby with me. If we were both autistic, it's like the blind leading the blind. Like you need one person who's in the world. No, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not helpful.
I did used to make that joke a lot to like my friends in high school when like one of them would be carrying my wheelchair up like 7 flights of stairs. I'd be like, you can't fall, because then like who's going to be carrying who?
Literally.
But it actually would be so nice to have a disabled friend, and it just like the cards haven't.
Well, if you're a listener and you're disabled and you'd like to start a kind of forum of Too Far Pod disabled listeners, we'll be happy to connect you. Please reach out.
Okay, so at 14, let's take it back, your story. So what happened at 14? Because that's a long time to be not disabled. It's not like you don't remember.
No, I do remember. Yeah, I was in an accident and I broke my back. So I have a spinal cord injury. And that was my freshman year of high school. And I like, and to be frank, my spinal cord injury, like to other people with spinal cord injuries, is like pussy shit. Like it's like
that's what I was gonna say. You're waving your hands up and here and everywhere. You're like, sitting on a bed. You're not in a chair. What's going on?
No, it's true. I have a really low injury. So your spine, you know, like goes from like the base of your brain down to like your pelvis. What do
you have? C11, C12? Can I guess?
No. I'm L. I'm the lowest.
We have a doctor in the room too, who's
your spine
nodding his head.
So you're under the tailbone? How far is L?
You're screaming.
No,
it's making it impossible.
Kind of like below the belly button is where my injury mostly is. I have a really small injury, like kind of in my like abdomen area where my spine is, but that injury is like really minor. But like my major like severed spine part is like pretty low. So that's the other thing is like, I like am like disabled. I use a wheelchair like to do everything. I cannot walk at all. But in terms of like how complicated my injury is, it's like pretty chill. And I've been like kind of privileged in that way where I like don't deal with a lot.
What happened at 14?
Stuff,
what was the accident? Because
I was in a car accident.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I was in a car accident when I was a teenager, and then I was hospitalized for about 5 months after that.
No.
Yeah. I went to high school in New York City and then left.
Wait, where did you go to high school? Did we message about this?
I went to LaGuardia. Yeah.
Oh, right. You said that. That's so
Timothy
funny.
Chalamet
I
went
know.
there.
I know. He's pregnant.
True.
So are you rich?
I am. Yeah.
Wow.
My parents have money. My mom
love
has
that.
money.
So that was a help? Like, were they able to get ramps and everything with the house?
Well, at the time, we weren't having money in the same way. My mom married married an engineer. Great for her. But at the time, we had to fundraise a lot.
Some of them
for engineers. Yeah, they make money.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Well, then why aren't the trains better?
Well, the good ones
we did a fundraiser, and it went like kind of viral in 2014. I had a fundraiser to make money
I wish I could have helped.
We're
I would have done
now.
stand-up at the fundraiser.
You were like 16. What were you doing?
Yeah, I was doing stand-up then.
Yeah, Rachel will give to anything. If you need top surgery and you press the GoFundMe, even if you're rich, she'll donate to
I'll
her.
send it to Rachel.
Please.
Okay, Ruby Rose. Other things.
Joy.
Ruby Joy. I love Rose.
No, wait. She's in the middle of telling the story.
Continue to say it. She knows to
That's
interrupt
it.
me.
I mean, we fundraised.
What hospital?
Fundraised and NYU.
I say NYU is the best.
Yeah,
I like Cornell.
I was really lucky. No, the unit that I was on, there was 3 other teenagers with spinal cord injuries there at the time.
Are you still in touch?
Pretty cool. One of them actually died, which is really sad.
Oh my God.
And then one of them were like Instagram friends.
So awesome. I always did you read the book It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, who killed himself?
I did read that as a child.
They fell in love in the hospital. Did you have a crush in the hospital?
I had my first boyfriend when I was in the hospital, which was very funny.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I did.
Were you dating before?
He was just in high school. No. No.
You started dating while you were in the hospital?
Yeah, isn't that epic?
I mean, literally.
It's giving a walk to remember.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it was. No,
it's
it
giving
was like
Scrubs.
Movie. Yeah, I was in a TV show of my own life.
Okay, Ruby Joy.
For sure.
Okay, so you get into this fucking accident. When do you know you can't walk? Some of the spinal cord injuries from my YouTube dives have been, either complete injuries or incomplete injuries, and there's varying levels of feeling. It's a spectrum, like my autism, like Rachel's gender. It's a spectrum of feeling and not feeling.
That's true. Yeah, so I have what's called. Well, I knew I couldn't walk immediately. It was pretty clear. Mm-hmm. You know pretty fast because you can't all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I like when your spine goes into shock, you kind of can't move like really anything, regardless of what injury you have. So for like the first couple weeks, you're like gaining back a lot of feeling just because your spine is like basically in so much like distress. Mm-hmm. But my injury is pretty low, so I can't feel anything from my kneecaps down, like nothing. And then between kind of like I would say like my hip bones to my kneecaps is all like pretty like spotty. So there's like your like nerves basically have like a few different kinds of feelings that they can feel. It's not just like on or off. So you can feel like
the doctor's nodding.
You can feel you feel surface, you can feel deep pressure. There's like a poking one where they like kind of stab you with like a weird thing. And then there's a temperature. So like, for example, like the tops of my thighs, I can feel surface, but like can't feel so much deep pressure. The backs of my legs, I can't feel surface, but I can feel deep pressure. And like there's difference, or like I learned recently that I can't feel hot on my butt cheek. That was kind of random.
How did you learn that? Sexually?
No, I learned that because I had a zit on my butt cheek and I was like, oh, I'm just going to like put a hot compress on this. And I was like, why don't I know that this is hot? That's kind of scary.
Wow. So you're learning every day.
Every day. So I've been disabled for over 10 years and I did not know that because like you don't, because I could feel cold. Like I know when I was like sitting on something cold.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is like your body is like all so connected. So it's like maybe if like someone is touching me somewhere I can't feel, it's like pulling the skin on somewhere I can feel. So it's like you can kind of feel it anyways.
Yeah.
Or that's just been my experience. And then I also have something called hypersensitivity. So there's certain parts of my legs and kind of like hip area that is more sensitive than the rest of my body.
Wow.
And you know what's something I heard?
Crazy. Yeah.
And I don't know, this is nightmare on nightmare. First of all, I want to know about the nightmare of when you feel you can't walk and how you got over that. Were you sobbing? I mean, I lost my cat. I was bereft for 2-3 hours. No, I want to be very serious. So just that, and I'll remember my other question. I mean, come on.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can't even, I can remember it, but it's just, it like any kind of grieving. It's like, it comes in waves where you're like, oh, this is forever, 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 forever. And you kind of are just like constantly learning that. And then I also think that like, something that I think is like kind of problematic in a lot of spinal cord injury discussions is a lot of people are really focused on the idea of walking again, which like,
it's not going to happen, bitch.
It's not going to happen.
It's like, what are they doing?
I agree. Well, they're
in denial.
Basically.
You're in denial.
No, but I think it like, they're not. I think that like, it is that idea that you can't, like there is like the dream of walking again. It is like an outside force that is like being put on a lot of disabled people that I think is like really fucked up and scary. Cause like, just think about like, if they spent all that money that they like used to make those like stupid robot legs that nobody wants, and they like made people's houses accessible and like got them new wheelchairs, like then they wouldn't want that. I think that zone is crazy.
My grandpa was in a wheelchair the last like 10 or 15 years of his life, and it was like the amount of like like contractors who don't know how to do accessibility and try to make it like look normal. They're like, well, we don't want it to be a big ramp. We want people who come, who are guests, to feel comfortable and not feel like it's like this sterile whatever. And I'm just like, his life was horrible because of other people trying to like, you know, make themselves feel comfortable around him. And I it's like so sad how it happened for him.
And I know so many disabled people who like have gone through like extra surgeries just to like look normal and like not use like assistive devices, like not have a prosthetic or like not use a walker or a wheelchair. So they go through like all of this like trauma of surgery after surgery. And it's like, it was going to be fine. Like using a wheelchair is fine. Like it's a really normal way to live. It's a really natural like way to live, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, just like supporting people where
well, how would you say it's natural?
I think it's just like disability is natural in like in the way where like all like I think the way that we can like love disabled people more, or like able-bodied people can love disabled people more, is just by like looking inward at themselves and figuring out where they have limitations and where they can have more compassion for like needing help. And then you can actually like, instead of like just like being like, I want to care about disabled people because I want to be woke, you're actually like, oh, I want to like care about humanity because of human. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what's your take on, I like when I get someone and they got a ramp. I often take a ramp. It is an eye in horror. Growing up, an eye in horror is kind of like an evil eye. Like, you know, if there's a ramp, you don't take the ramp because you can take the stairs. But sometimes the ramp and the stairs are very like flat next to each other, very nice. And I don't know. What's your take on walking people walking up a ramp when there's stairs right there?
Oh, I think that it's totally fine. I get annoyed. The ones that are annoying to me is if there's a whole bunch of empty bathroom stalls and you pick the
I always
handicap
pick the handicap stall.
Why?
I bet. But okay,
you know why? Because often I'm
caveats.
changing. I like to open my bag if it's at an airport. It's so I open my bag. I change into a fresh pair of underwear. Whatever I'm doing.
No, and I I know, but then like I have to pee, I'm right there.
No, it's
And
never
then what
happened.
happens?
I will say this.
No,
it has
wait.
never
No,
happened.
maybe they've turned
I
it.
open it,
No.
and there's somebody, and I'm
I
waiting.
bet
I'm waiting.
I bet you're changing and there's someone coming in. I gotta go to another bathroom.
No, I've never seen somebody in the wheelchair.
'Cause you're
they
in
have
the
to
stall.
wait.
I knock. I'm like
Please.
Oh,
knocking,
good
and
for
I'm
you.
like really loud, so that's my vibe.
That's awesome.
I think that was like one of the first times that my girlfriend ever saw me like have like a really bad attitude was we were at a party and there was like a whole bunch of people doing drugs in a bathroom, and I got so furious and I was just like banging on the door. I was like, I have to pee. Like,
You know what would be great? If you banged and somebody in a wheelchair wheeled the fuck out. That would be great. You're banging, 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 and another bitch comes out. I'm praying that for you, and I'm praying for me that I should get out and somebody should be there. Because it's never happened. It is so rare. So the other question I had with that, you called it the handicap stall. Now, handicap, I always thought this, but I have no right to say anything about this. Why did we go from handicap to disabled? Because handicap, to me, is a made-up word. I don't really know what it means. Handy, you're kind of handy. Cap, okay, a kneecap. Disabled feels like not abled. So why would you go from a kind of like ethereal word that doesn't really mean anything to disabled, not able? It feels worse.
I prefer disabled because I think that it describes the thing better, because I think that maybe like 9 years ago when I was like learning about being disabled more and I was a teenager, I was like, I can do everything everybody else can do, just different. Right. And that was like really liberating for me at that time. But now I'm like, no, I can't do it. And
I know. Why do we have to do, disabled? We're all disabled. I can't reach high up. I can't, Mo is a million times stronger than me. Like, why did we all have this push that I can do anything you can do? I can't be an astronaut. There's many things that many people cannot do.
It's like an individualism thing. Yeah. And it's weird. Like, I agree. I think that like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that people who aren't disabled are disabled. Like, I think I'm disabled, but like, I think that
that's where
we would all understand. We would all be here. You know, Rachel is an inch from being disabled. If she was 1 inch shorter, she'd be part of the little people community.
And there you go.
Is it 1 inch?
Actually, I think I'm the same height as Rachel.
How tall are you?
How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet.
I'm 5 feet.
Yeah. Wow.
You read taller, but what is it like then suddenly going real short because you're sitting?
Well, this is an unpopular take amongst the disabled community, but people always say like you're not supposed to like kneel down to talk to wheelchair users because they like think it's like patronizing or something. I support it. I want everybody on their hands.
Well, could it be like we're bowing down?
Like, people are so...
Maybe we're bowing down to you.
No.
Bow down. So the woke get weird?
No,
it's
I'm
like
making
weird.
I'm talking the same exact way as you now. And now you're calling me out. I'm making a joke. But I'm not saying that I'm disabled.
I'm telling you, she grew up so privileged and in such... We had everything going by as kids, nothing faced. But listen, the weird thing that I heard was, and this really gave me nightmares. When I was a kid and we were in the library, the teacher would read us a book with all the, you would sit around, the teacher or the librarian would read a book and she did all the sounds, all the voices. Just one of the most pleasurable
Ruby's
hours.
a teacher. I'd like
Ruby,
to talk to you about that.
True.
So that was an amazing, I still remember, oh my God, it's story time. Like it just, and she would show the pictures, but then by the end of it, my foot was asleep with the needles. Okay. And I heard that people's spinal cord injuries, the paralyzation, many times it doesn't feel nothing. It feels like when your foot's asleep and you have needles. That's an untenable feeling.
I don't have needles. I have something. I have chronic pain in my legs that is from nerve damage, and mine feels more like electric-y. It feels like more like shocky. It's like tightening of like different like muscles and stuff, and that can get pretty unbearable. I will say.
And it's constant. Is it constant?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's pretty constant. Yeah. I feel
Ruby,
it.
That's
feel
untenable.
It all the time. Mm-hmm. It is really bad. That part's really bad.
Could you rather not feel?
I have that. Ow. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know if I would rather not I don't know, because I don't know what it's connected to. Like, I'd rather not have the pain for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I think that the fact that I do have that chronic pain means also that I can feel my like the tops of my legs, which like is nice.
So what are you know, what are things you feel like people, or like what do you want to say? Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get into stuff, but you say what you want to say, and then I have some.
Or you don't have to say anything, but I'm just like,
I don't know.
Are you pissed?
Question?
No, I'm just like, what's up?
What? No.
I am frustrated
See, she has an
often
answer.
with. I'm frustrated with like the lack of accessibility in a lot of places, and I'm like frustrated with the way that people talk about it.
Yeah.
How do they talk about it?
Like either, I mean, a lot of people talk about it like this this like kind of like like touchable thing where it's just like, well, everything's inaccessible and there's nothing we can
Stop
really
pointing
do about
at
it.
me. Stop doing. That's not true. I don't think that that's true.
That part of it is intense, and because I don't really agree, and I like am in like a lot of like punk rock DIY spaces where I'm like, okay, like I know why this thing is in a basement, or like I know why this thing is like in some weird place.
It is so easy to make shit accessible.
I agree with you, but you would be surprised. And I live in Philly. I've lived in Philly for 10 years now.
Are you going to come to my show? Philly, June 16th, June 15th.
Robbie,
come again.
I came to your show.
Is it accessible?
I went with my girlfriend. It was, and you touched my shoulder and you said, thanks for coming.
Please come again. I love this. Maybe we'll talk. We'll bring you up.
I was there.
Accessible. Okay, but I'm coming back now. It's a different hour.
When?
Anyway,
when are you coming back?
June 15th or 16th.
Okay, no problem. I'm there.
I can't wait. I can't wait. You can DM me. I'll put you on the list.
Okay, fab.
Okay, so people talk about it like it's this like, okay, it's never going to happen. Something like that really bothers me is I always think about the subway stations. The fact that there's only like a few subway stations. Like the subway is a public
it is crazy
service, and these like that to me is like elevator in every single one immediately.
Yeah. That was one big reason that I did move to Philly is that Philly's public transit fucking sucks, but there is way more elevators here. Now in New York, they are making a lot more of them. Like my my house where my dad lives still like now has an elevator. It didn't when I was a teenager, like growing up.
What stop?
So they are working on it. Bedford Avenue, babe.
Wow, amazing.
But it's like my great uncle got sick in the house. We had that little chair that he could, you know, that like we installed basically. We grew up, it was a very narrow carpeted kind of, but he could, you know, and then outside the house, we had this thing that was like, my sound effects aren't great, but it went like.
I have one of those.
They were the same. It's the same machine.
Yeah, no, because they were different. Yeah. And it's like, it was a nothing job. It was like a one-day job or something and like $2,000. Like, I'm just saying it's not like that much.
It's really not that crazy. And I have a portable ramp. So if anyone's in Philly and wants to use my portable ramp for their event, they can come to my house. I will drive it. I have a van. I will drive the ramp to your event and you can use my portable ramp.
Some of these ramps are very steep. I'm looking at some ramps and I'm going, what?
That was the problem with my grandpa's. It was fucked. It's extremely steep and also like all these corners because it was windy. Yeah, it's great. I'm like, and it's like, of course you don't want to go up and down the ramp.
Before we get to the sexual,
wait, I have a question.
Okay,
my question is just: is your wheelchair electric?
I was just gonna ask.
Okay, so I get to for once.
Look at this, you great minds, Rachie, scissor me.
Yay! My wheelchair's manual. I have a manual wheelchair.
Is that your choice?
Yeah. Well, no, it's both. I was a teenager when I got my injury, and like they want you to like if you're young and healthy, they want you to stay as like as active as possible.
Yeah.
So maybe when I'm like older, I might get like a semi-motorized
chair. Do you look down on people who have the motorized? If they're
does she seem like someone who's doing that type of stuff?
She could.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, it's in every way. Your life is made better in like the world if you use a manual wheelchair over an electric wheelchair.
Oh, really?
People use electric wheelchairs are really isolated. Yeah.
They're really
because
big?
electric wheelchairs are wider.
Yeah.
And also like they're more difficult to put in a car, so you have to like travel sometimes in like only accessible
But
cars.
you
Like
think
I can
they
ride
could
in any
make an
car.
electric wheelchair that's exactly the size of a manual wheelchair? They have like electric
think
bikes that are nothing.
There
You're
are some better chairs
screaming.
now. My friend Zoe has like a
I
pretty
scream.
portable.
I know, but it's going into my ear this time.
Okay, I grew up without a like.
Okay,
we
it's
yelled.
not an
We had a
issue.
lot of
You can
people
tell.
talking. We had a lot of people.
Okay,
talking.
well, here you're talking most of the time,
Ruby
so
and I are
everyone can
getting
just hear
on.
you. No, of course, but I'm just saying.
I believe disabled people should have a voice.
Of
So
course,
that's why we're
I
getting
couldn't
on.
agree more. What do you think, Ruby
But yeah,
Joy?
I'm in a manual chair. My chair is like really tiny. It's hot pink. It's very cute.
So you do
Ooh.
see. I hate pink shit, but I respect that. You
I
like
love
that.
pink.
My little sister would love that. Listen,
I love pink.
chas v'shalom. But we're not wishing on anyone, but you're making the most of it. I would say, actually, you're making more than the most of it. You're using the manual. I think while that's great that you're using the manual and you're getting your steps in, it's kind of like when I biked in Toronto. I don't love to, but like I just got my exercise in. I would be like you, where I would likely do that. But I do think that that there should be a wheelchair exactly the same size as you, just like the electric bikes are so small now. Like, I like that you're doing that. I would be probably of that nature, but it's like, it's so crazy that we're saying, well, they still have to be so cumbersome. It's like, there's no reason. There's folding electric bikes.
No, I know. They actually just made, it's like a kind of newer, like within the last 5 years. It's this like bike attachment for the front, like electric bike attachment for the front of wheelchairs.
Oh.
That are really cool. I'm thinking about getting one. I know like a couple people who have them, and I see them online a lot. But
yeah, just for like a long trek, if you're walking in the park with your friends,
exactly.
or something like that. That's a long time. It's like you should have the option of like strolling like us, or taking a car, or really taking a bike or whatever we would take.
The biking vibe is very nice. Like, I've been thinking about it to just like get to like follow my girlfriend while she like bikes around everywhere. So.
Yeah, you got to get it. Because it's crazy. This advancement. It's like crazy how cumbersome those things are. But because we had a comedian in Toronto, the club that I came, a shout out to the Comedy Bar. It's not accessible.
I had a
There's
lovely
only,
time there.
Well, you went to the wrong one, but anyway. They're both great. Shout out to the Comedy Bar, Danforth, new great venue. But there's stairs there, and we had a comedian who was, I would say very disabled. Maybe that's wrong to say, but a lot more disabled than you. I'm not saying I'm disappointed speaking to you, but I would say that you're barely disabled. I would say I put you in the low level. Okay, but this guy was,
a lot of people would.
Short stature, plus he had some type of like not a Parkinson's, but something like cerebral palsy. And he had a huge, and he had he had a lot of mobility, and he had a huge chair. And the chair, we had 4 guys bring the chair down. So the chair weighed like 1,000 pounds. I don't know if that was really it, but very close.
1,000
No, they
pounds.
can weigh like 600 pounds. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was that cumbersome that it took 4 guys.
They're getting a lot lighter, but they were really, really heavy.
You know what I think they
and
should invent, Ruby, and feel free to pat me. I think you have the chair, turns into a slide, brings you right down, pop up in the chair. Like, I think it should be like you're in the chair, and then you're sliding down like on a sled, and then you're back in the chair. Like somehow the wheels collapse, they take you down slowly. It can go down. It grips the
I think they should make one that's like
steps. And it takes you down, and then you're up.
But you know how they should make one where, you know how sometimes there are boats that can be a car and a plane?
That's what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying, why don't you think bigger? How about the motorcycle turns into, or
she makes it seem like it's hers, so she can.
I would say, well, first of all, we're building upon
I'm loving
stuff.
Rachel's idea. Let's turn it into a helicopter.
That's true, Rachel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wheelchair, you turn into a yacht.
Well, they do have drones. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's like we're investing in guys. Oh, yeah, it's true. Go ahead.
It's crazy.
It's bad today.
It's always bad. This is the thing. You always say, "Oh, it's my behavior. I'm sorry, it's my personality." Just make some room. Ruby, what do you think?
What about Robbie talking?
Yes,
he talks a lot.
Ruby, what can I do? It is bad.
I don't know.
Do you hate it? Do you think it's bad for the pod, or it's fine?
Be honest.
I'm like actually a true fan of the pod, and I enjoy listening to the pod. And
don't you want to hear what I have to say? Don't you want to hear me? Yeah, what's going on with your dog? She's upset.
He's having something to say. Romeo. Can you not do that, please? Because I'm on
All
the
our
podcast.
words. We're all our names.
I
Well,
know.
Rachel, I'm giving you space. What do you want to say? Because I have some questions.
No, you can't
Go
just
ahead,
be like, well,
Rachie.
what do you want to say in this moment? It's like when I want to say something, I should get to chime in.
Okay, so just continue to push like that for another year and we'll be good.
We've been doing this for a year.
No.
Yes, we have.
No.
We started recording in April of last
but we
year.
weren't able to figure
So,
out.
Ruby Joy, what do you teach?
I'm an elementary school librarian. So
Oh my God. So
Yeah,
how's that
I know.
going? Do the kids love you?
They do. I think they do. I work much better with my younger students
Yeah.
than I do some of my older students. So
I
but
do too,
I have
when
a
I
blast.
did.
I love little kids. Yeah. So
Do
my
you read the
kindergarten,
books
pre-K,
and
those are my
show the
kids. Yeah,
pictures?
I do. That's my
That
job.
is killer. I would do that as a grown-up. I'd get high. And I love, like, you know what? If you held a reading hour for grown-ups, this is so infantilizing. But I just want to relax, see some beautiful art. Some of them are painted amazing. And
That's like what a podcast is. It's kind of read aloud.
Story
we don't get
time.
the pictures.
Do the kids ask you a
pictures,
lot
right.
of questions?
All day. That's what I was saying. Is like especially my younger students, they also like nothing gets through their brains. So they
I know.
ask me literally every time I have class with them, like 1 to 7 of them is like, why are you in a wheelchair? And I'm like, oh, my legs are weak. That's like usually what I explain to them. Because usually they'll because they can see that like I like sit on the floor with them or like I cross my legs, so they can see that I have some kind of like movement in my legs. So to say that my legs don't work like isn't enough. So I just always say like my legs are really weak, and then that's the end of the conversation. They're like, oh, okay, like you're my teacher, so it doesn't really matter.
So yeah, that's so
But
interesting.
I'm asked crazy stuff. But
Right.
I also used to teach this workshop at summer camps where it was kind of like an ask me anything, but like with me.
Yeah.
And that was really fun because I would like get to talk about some cool stuff with like younger people. They were like more tween age. So the questions were a little bit more advanced and interesting. But like I said, like with adults, like people don't ask me about my disability. Like even like people closest to me, like it feel like it's taboo. And I like I said, like I'm always the one who brings it up.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny because I'm like I think I like this is an something about people with spinal cord injuries. I use a catheter, like I can't pee on my own. And I think I knew someone for like, it was like years. And then I said something about a catheter and they were like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like I'm totally serious. And they're like, you're joking. And I was like, no, I'm not joking. Like, no. And I'm like, why didn't you Google it? Like, I'm just always so shocked. Yeah, go for it. Robbie, what do you want to know?
No, I'm gonna pee quickly, but I think this is a good segue. Rachel, take the time while I'm peeing to continue to have space.
Okay. You have to leave to make space for me.
No, and it can continue when I'm back. I'm a quick peer, but
Okay.
just get into it. No pressure. You can relax.
Okay, thanks. So you're saying like it's like people should be educating themselves in their life of like you should be Googling. And then also you can ask me questions.
It's not like I need, like, I think they should be. I'm always just so surprised when I find out that people haven't, because I'm like, I'm so nosy and I'm like, maybe it's because this is my experience or I'm like, but I'm like, to me, I'm just like, wouldn't you like, especially like people that like I've dated or like was like hooking up with or something. I'm like, I'm literally shocked that you didn't like look this up. That's so weird to me.
Right.
But I think people, it's like feels so, and also like the information on the internet is not perfect, but it's a start. Like it's somewhere to begin. So I'm always like really surprised, but I feel like, yeah, the peeing thing was really shocking to me because I feel like that one is like something that that's like something that you like hear about and you're like, oh my God forbid my life is so bad that I like can't pee on my own. Yeah. And that it's actually like not that deep, but
I
was just like always surprised. Yeah, I mean, there's also like for like I got a surgery on my bladder and I had what's called what the fuck was it called? I basically had a catheter like plugged into my bladder from my stomach for like
what? My doctor friend is
like 2 months.
He's what?
Suprapubic. Yeah, that's what it was. I had that, and I had it for 2 months, and it was crazy because you're just peeing all the time because you're like connected, like your bladder.
Always
I drip a lot. I have a drip a bit,
but not any. I don't have that anymore. That was just like I had that for 2 months, and now
I use
what's called.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I use what's called an intermittent catheter. So it's like whenever I have full sensation of when I have to pee. And so when I have to pee, I just go to the bathroom and I use like this like weird little tube.
Because that's over your belly button?
That one is just because the functioning of your whatever your urethra is below my level of injury. And I believe if you look at the map of the spine, the functioning of your urethra, like regardless of if you're like male or female anatomy, is like kind of at the lowest point. So kind of anyone with any kind of spinal cord injury has.
And do you have a program in terms of going number 2? Or do you?
I do and I don't. Not in the same way as like a lot of people with spinal cord injuries. And it's funny because when I was younger, I used to be like so ashamed of like having to use like an enema. But like now that I'm like older and gay, like everyone knows what that is. And like half the gay people I know are using enemas all the time. So it's like became a lot less embarrassing. But when I was younger, it was like, that was the only thing that I was humiliated by as a teenager about being disabled. Like that was like my
so you take the enema like, whatever. And you go and you get to relax. Like you can plan you're going to the bath. This is something that I think is really nice.
Yeah, you can plan it. I personally don't, but some people do have like a regimen where they like do it at the same time every day to keep their body really regular. But because I have full sensation of like when I have to use the bathroom of all kinds, I don't need to do that.
Okay, so then like you take the enema when you feel it and it just makes things easier.
Yeah, basically. Okay, I can pee and shit without it, but it's like exhausting. It like takes like all of my energy.
Oh my God.
Really okay, and then now to the sexual.